Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Brandon Lobshire, and this is the 93rd edition of Englishing with Jinx, and we are discussing one of my favorite all-time bands, the Beatles. That's right. We have of Englishing with Jinx. Okay, I never go to the right side first. We have John, we have Ringo, we have Paul, and we have George. Pretty amazing band. Of course, they're not together, and there's only two remaining alive, Ringo and Paul. We'll get to more on that later. Oh, coffee. But first, of course, we have our weather report. Where are we going to forecast today, people? It's a mystery. Okay, first off, and by the way, we do 2 weather reports every week now. We're going to Seoul, Korea. And today in Seoul, Korea, we have a high of 4 degrees and a low of -1. Chilly. Sunny with a 14% chance of precipitation. I don't think there's probably much rain in Seoul these days. In fact, I think they have snow on the ground right now. Tomorrow, Monday, we have a high of 11, a low of 0. Milder with clouds and sun, 4% chance of precipitation. Moving on to Tuesday, we have a high of 8 degrees, a low of -8. Clouds giving way to some sun. No chance of precipitation. Wednesday, we have a high of 6, a low of -7. Plenty of sun. No precipitation again. Moving on to Thursday, we have a high of 6, a low of -4. Ooh, 1 second. There we go. Increasing cloudiness, 1% chance of precipitation. On Friday, we have a high of 5, a low of -9. Cloudy with a 22% chance of snow or rain, we'll say. Saturday, a high of -4. That's Christmas Day, by the way. Low of -13, sunny but colder. Sunday, we have a high of -4, a low of -11, cloudy with plenty of sunshine. No chance of rain or snow. On Monday, we have a high of -1. I keep wanting to say low because I see -1, but yeah, I know that kind of weather. I live in that climate. Low of -9, partly sunny, 9% chance of precipitation. On Tuesday, we have a high of 1, a low of -6, plenty of sunshine, 0% chance of precipitation. Wednesday, we have a high of 4, a low of -5, plenty of sunshine, 0% chance of precipitation. And Thursday, the 30th, we have a high of 3, a low of -5, sunshine and patchy clouds, 2% chance of precipitation. Hello, Celia. Welcome to the Beatles show. Nice to see you. Okay. Moving on to our second city of this week's edition. I don't know if it shared it. Let's see. Give me a second here. We are going to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. So today we have a high of big difference in weather for these 2 cities. A high of 31, a low of 23, some brightening, 8% chance of rain. Monday we have a high of 31, a low of 24, sun through high clouds, 22% chance of rain. Tuesday, we have a high of 32, a low of 24, a passing afternoon shower, 55% chance for that shower. Oh, and by the way, before I go any further, my prayers go out to the Philippines. They just had a really big hurricane pass through that country. And let's just say the damage is very, very big. And my heart goes out to all of those people. I actually have a colleague that works in the Philippines, and I hope that he is safe with his family. Okay. On to Wednesday, we have a high of 32, a low of 24 with an afternoon shower or two, 68% chance of rain. Thursday, 31 for the high, 24 for the low, mostly cloudy with afternoon rain, 80% chance of thunderstorms. Pretty much rains all the time in Vietnam. All right, Friday, we have a high of 32, a low of 24, occasional afternoon rain, 61% chance. We have Saturday, a high of 32. That's a very warm Christmas, low of 24, a stray afternoon thunderstorm, 55%. Sunday, a high of 33, low of 23, a shower and thunderstorm, 69% chance of rain. Monday, we have a high of 33, a low of 23, a couple of afternoon showers, 78% chance of rain. Tuesday, we have a high of 33, a low of 23, sun and areas of high clouds, low percentage chance of rain, 9%. And Wednesday, the 29th, we have 34 degrees for a high, 22 for low, dull and dreary. I would say gray skies that day, 11% chance of rain. And then finally, Thursday, the 30th, we have a high of 33, a low of 22, a shower in the afternoon, 40% chance of rain. Okay, guys, that is going to do it for the 93rd edition of the Weather Report. So we will be moving on to our horoscope report. Okay, let me get it going here. Okay, almost there. Drink a Java before we get started, huh? Gotta have the Java. Okay. You know what? I don't want you guys to have to hear that. Okay, better. I talk too much for my job. All right, here we go. And we start off with Aries, as always. All right, this week you could have an adrenaline rush, Aries. You might be invited to something exciting. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of adventure, making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your house of friendships. Also, Venus goes retrograde. A friend might call you with a tempting offer. You could plan an adventure together. This might involve outdoor rock climbing or indoor skydiving. Aries, you can feel like a kid again. That would be nice. Okay. With Mercury and Capricorn in your house of career, makes a trine to Uranus and Taurus in your house of cash money. You might receive a surprise gift of cash or a gift card. This could be a holiday gift, bonus, or you could even win a prize. Lottery, maybe? And because this is a lucky day, uploading your latest song to TikTok might just push you over the 10,000 subscriber threshold, opening up new opportunities for you. Boy, it's all about TikTok these days, isn't it? All right, on to Taurus. This week, there is a great deal of focus on your career, Taurus. It's time to read the signs. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of resources, making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your house of career. Also, Venus goes retrograde. When you reach out to a friend or former colleague, you could gain a job opportunity. It's possible you're connecting at exactly the right time. Reach out to people today and see what doors could be open for you. All right, with Mercury and Capricorn in your house of travel, making a trine to Uranus in your own sign of Taurus. Taurus, you might be on the road today. And while there could be traffic, you can still have a great time. You might hit the sweet spot just when everyone pulls off to get lunch. You sail forward. If you're picking someone up at the airport today, You might only have to circle once to find them, waiting for you at the curb. Oh, that would be nice. Never happens. All right. Next up, we have Gemini. This week, wedding bells are ringing in your ears, Gemini. There is romance all around you. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of relationships, making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your house of legal commitments. Also, Venus goes retrograde. Someone you know might have recently got married, or perhaps you are attending a wedding today. One of your older kids could tell you they are thinking about getting engaged. And if you're looking for love, this is a good day to attend a party, as you could meet someone who is looking for commitment. All right, with Mercury and Capricorn in your house of investments, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of intuition. Gemini, you might wake up with an idea of where the stock market could go. But before you leap, keep your budget in mind. Speculation with disposable income is one thing, but you don't want to bet the rent money. That's for sure. Okay. Next on the list, we have Cancer. All right, all you crabs. This week, you might find frugality is actually fun. Cancer, put your money where your goals are, not where your mouth is, where your goals are. Okay, this week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of work, making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your house of money from other people. House of money from other people. Okay. Also, Venus goes retrograde today, and you have an opportunity to make some extra dough. It's possible you are working overtime, or if you own a business, sales are up. Some might suggest you take the day off, but making money is more fun. It's true. Cancer, someone could even repay a debt that they owe. All right. With Mercury and Capricorn, your house of relationships makes a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of friendships. If you've been looking for love, perhaps your search stops with a friend. Someone you've known for a while might be quite interested in you. Perhaps they were not free to express their feelings in the past, but now all of their wishes and desires could come tumbling out. The ball is in your court. All right. Next up, we have a Leo. All right. This week, a big opportunity can arrive at your door. Leo, someone is handing you a gift. Nah. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of romance, making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your house of relationships. Also, Venus goes retrograde. A love from your past could show up at your door, or at least in your Facebook feed. Now you can't get this person off your mind. Leo, start talking and see what unfolds. Okay, with Mercury and Capricorn in your house of work, making a trine to Uranus and Taurus in your house of career, it's possible your boss is moving on to another job, leaving an opening behind, or this boss wants to take you with them. If you own a business, you might get some free and quite effective publicity when an influencer happens to mention your product or services. That would be nice, huh? All right. Next up, we have Virgo. Why did I put a cross sign? Huh? What cross sign? This? That was unfold. Unfold. This week, you hear the melody of the universe. Virgo, you're weaving a little magic. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of home and family, making a sextile to Jupiter in Aquarius in your house of organization. Also, Venus goes retrograde. The whole family may be springing into action, getting the house ready for the holidays, and possibly overnight guests. Perhaps you have not decorated in a couple of years, and now you're ready to go all out. Or there will be children in the house for the first time in a while, which is always a reason to celebrate. All right, with Mercury in Capricorn in your house of pleasure, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of long distance communication. So many houses. Today, you could connect with someone who is far away. This could be a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. There could be stories of their newly adopted kittens who keep them up all night, or you could connect with relatives who found you while doing the family tree, and now you have more second cousins than ever. I come from a huge family. I know about that. All right. On to Libra. This week, your love life could heat up when someone from the past shows up. Libra, you have a decision to make. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of communication, making a sextile to Jupiter in your house of romance and adventure. Also, Venus goes retrograde. Libra, you have an opportunity to get back together with someone from your past. Libra, it's possible this person is coming into your life now, knocking on the door and waiting to be let in. Now you're likely weighing the pros and cons about answering that call. With Mercury in Capricorn in your house of dwellings, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of resources. Libra, if you need something for the home, you can probably borrow it. You can test out the fancy vacuum with the cyclonic sucking power or the blender that spins so fast it makes hot soup. Before running out to buy something, check with family members and neighbors to see if you can try it before you buy it. Good idea. All right, on to the Scorpio. This week, you might let others know your big plans. Scorpio, you're getting ready for a change. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of cash money, making a sextile to Jupiter in your house of real estate. Today, you might be talking to family members about property, possibly selling the house or acquiring some rental property. Scorpio, maybe you can build a granny flat in the backyard for your grandma or your adult child who is commuting to college. There are possibilities today. All right, with Mercury in Capricorn in your house of communication, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of relationships. You might get a very interesting offer from an intriguing stranger for a coffee date. Coffee. Scorpio, this could be someone you've seen before, but never had a long conversation with. And now, standing in line at the local Vons or Stop and Shop, your head might be spinning with thoughts of romance. Those are both American businesses, chain stores, by the way, Vons and Stop and Shop. Okay. Next up, we have Sagittarius. This week, others seek to find you, Sagittarius. Your popularity is rising. This week begins with the sun in Sagittarius in your house of confidence, making a sextile to Jupiter in your house of communication. People seem to be going out of their way to contact you. Friends from high school, people you knew from a community group, colleagues you used to work with, even that boss you didn't get along with, all seems to be thinking about you. Sagittarius, you are one of the most popular people around. Okay, with Mercury in Capricorn in your house of cash money, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of work and labor. Today, you might be looking to buy a piece of technology or equipment to make your life easier. Sagittarius, this could be a better laptop, a compact space heater to put in the bathroom on cold mornings, or a remote control ignition for your car. You have visions of a life of ease. Yeah, Sagittarius trying to make life a little easier. All right, Capricorn peeps, it's your turn. This week, you may be leaping into something new. Fortunately, Capricorn, you have a parachute. All right, this week begins with the Sun in Sagittarius in your house of psychic ability, making a sextile to Jupiter in your house of finances. You might be directing money toward an investment or instructional course for making passive income. Your enthusiasm is like a freight train. Think about this decision carefully. Once you're on track, it will be hard to change directions. All right, with Mercury in your own sign of Capricorn, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of adventure, creativity, and fertility. You and your sweetheart might be experimenting to make something special happen. Capricorn, it's a good time to close the door and join together in a focused effort to create something new. Fertility and creative energy is quite strong now, and you might want to take advantage. All right, talking about making babies. Aquarius. Except for a romantic bump in the head, this week could be quite interesting. Aquarius, at least you won't be bored. This week begins with the Sun in Sagittarius in the house of friendship, making a sextile to Jupiter in your own sign of Aquarius. You might reunite with a friend you haven't seen in months or perhaps years, and within minutes, you are talking up a storm, laughing and having a great time. This could happen over video conference, but it would be better face to face. All right, with Mercury and Capricorn in your house of rest and recuperation, making a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of home and dwellings. You might be off this week and have a little bit more time to sleep in. Take full advantage by staying in your pajamas most of the day, playing video games when you want to, or scrolling through your TikTok For You page. Aquarius, indulge in a fun day. I will never join TikTok. Sorry, guys. All right, last but not least, bringing up the rear, we have Pisces. All right, this week, new job opportunities are possible. Pisces, your angel is watching out for you. For all of you people that believe in angels. All right, this week begins with the Sun in Sagittarius in your house of career, making a sextile to Jupiter in your house of angels. Today, you have opportunities beyond your expectations. If you want to change jobs, this is a good time to send a prayer to heaven for some new opportunities. If you want to stay in your current job, send that message to your guardian angel instead. Today, you can get celestial help for what you need. Okay. With Mercury and Capricorn in your house of community, makes a trine to Uranus in Taurus in your house of neighborhoods. Pisces, you could be working today with a local organization to pass out toys or food to needy families in your area. You might be helping with a fundraiser or selling arts and crafts to support a daycare. If you are doing holiday shopping, this is a good time to support local businesses. And guess what? That's going to do it for the 93rd edition of the Horoscope Report. Okay. That brings up my favorite part of the show. Bear with me while I situate it. Okay, almost there. All right. Vocabulary time, people. Our first word for this week's show is rock and roll. Rock and roll. Say it with me, everybody. Rock and roll. Very good. Okay, rock and roll is a noun. Popular music usually played on electronically amplified instruments and characterized by a persistent, heavily accented beat, repetition of simple phrases, and often country, folk, and blues elements. I don't know about simple phrases. That's not the case for my favorite bands, but okay. We'll go with that, Merriam-Webster. All right. On to number 2, guitar. Guitar. Say it with me, everybody. Guitar. Very good. Okay. Guitar is another noun. This is a flat-bodied stringed instrument with a long fretted neck and usually 6 strings played with a pick or with the fingers. This can be electronic or acoustic. I prefer electric. Okay. Moving on. Number 3, drums. Drums. Say it with me, everybody. Drums. Very good. Okay, this is another noun. This is a percussion instrument consisting of a hollow shell or cylinder with a drum head stretched over one or both ends that is beaten with the hands or with some implement such as a stick or wire brush. Drum. All right, on to number 4, guys. We have bass guitar. Bass guitar. That's not a bass. Say it with me, everybody. Bass guitar. Very good. There's no definition for what? Okay, hold on one second, everybody. Okay. A bass guitar is a plucked string instrument built in the style of an electric guitar, but producing lower frequencies. It produces sound when its metal bass strings vibrate over one or more magnetic pickups. That's a bass guitar. Okay. Can't believe there was no definition for bass guitar. All right. Next up, we have vocals. Vocals. Say it with me, everybody. Vocals. Very good. Okay, vocals. Vocals are noun. This is a vocal sound, usually accompanied musical composition for the human voice. A performance of such a composition. Vocals. All right. Number 6, we have billboard. Billboard. Say it with me, everybody. Billboard. Very good. Okay. Ooh, hold on. Okay. A flat surface of which bills are posted, a large panel designed to carry outdoor advertising or to promote by conspicuous display on or as if on a billboard. Okay, a billboard for music is where they display the top 100 songs. We call this the Billboard Top 100. So if your song is popular and you make the Billboard, you're very successful with your music. The Beatles were on the Billboard charts all the time. Number one, usually. Okay. Sometimes the dictionary is not that great. All right, number 7, we have psychedelic. Psychedelic. Say it with me, everybody. Psychedelic. Okay, psychedelic is an adjective, and this is of relating to or being drugs capable of producing abnormal psychic effects and sometimes psychotic states. But that's not what I wanted. Okay, imitating suggestive of, or reproducing effects resembling those produced by psychedelic drug. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. Of relating to, characteristic of, or being the period of the mid to late 1960s that is associated with the psychedelic culture. This was a culture, not drugs. Although in the 60s, a lot of people were doing that, unfortunately. Okay. Next up, we have tour. These pictures are great. Tour. Say it with me, everybody. Tour. Very good. Okay, tour is a noun. This is a journey for business, pleasure, or education, often involving a series of stops and ending at the starting point. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. For example, music tour, the Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles. Okay. Up next, we have concert. Concert. Say it with me, everybody. Concert. Why do my teeth look so yellow on Instagram? And like my whole face and teeth are red. I don't like this background. It makes me look red. Okay. Okay, concert, noun, a public performance of music or dancing. Concert. I promise my teeth are actually really white. Okay, next up we have genre. Genre. Say it with me, everybody. Genre. Very good. Okay, genre is a noun. This is a category of artistic, musical, or literary composition characterized by a particular style, form, or content. Today, rock genre. All right, number 11, we have album. Album. Say it with me, everybody. Album. So good. Okay, album is a noun. This is one or more recordings produced as a single unit. A collection usually in the form of musical compositions. Album. I used to pronounce it genre correctly. Genre. Genre. Not genre. Genre. That's a tough one. That's a weird, really weird word. It looks like it should say like genre or something, but genre. I mean, people say genre in the United States. Okay. Up next, we have radio. Radio. Say it with me, peeps. Radio. And by the way, I don't listen to the radio anymore. It's not like it used to be. Okay. Radio is a noun in this case, and it is the wireless transmission and reception of electric impulses or signals by means of electromagnetic waves. Radio. You're welcome, Miss Celia, of course. Genre. Okay. Last but not least, we have band. Hey, that's the Beatles. I mean, it could be, except for they didn't wear hats on their head like that. Band. Say it with me, everybody. Band. This might be a challenge to find the right definition. I knew there was going to be 1,000 different. Okay, band. A group of persons, animals, or things. A group of musicians organized for ensemble playing. Yes, I found it. There's like 100 different definitions for band. So, okay. And speaking of bands, it's time to finally speak about one of my favorite bands. Okay, give me 1 second. I want to find some great material for you. I saw there's so much that I've found here on the internet. Okay. All right, 1 second. Okay, here we go. This is the one I wanted. All right, let's share. Because we like to share. It's nice to share. We'll talk about some career highlights of the Beatles. Okay, rock legends, of course. The Beatles have taken the world by storm ever since their debut album in the 1960s. Throughout the decade, they dominated the airwaves, became trendsetters and pop culture icons. They created a stunning body of work that became a template for other acts to follow and essentially made the soundtrack of our lives. So true. We're going to look back at their highlights a little bit here. Okay, the Beatles recorded their debut LP, Please Please Me, in one day. They ended the recording with Twist and Shout. I think everybody knows Twist and Shout. Okay. They debuted on Val Parnell's Sunday Night at the London Palladium on October 13th, 1963. When they performed I Want to Hold Your Hand, This Boy, All My Loving, and Money, That's What I Want, and Twist and Shout. Oh my God, I bet those girls went nuts. I wish I could play these videos, but I don't trust it. Okay, number 3, they appeared at the Royal Command performance at the Prince of Wales Theatre in London, where John Lennon famously said, "For our last number, I'd like to ask your help. The people in the cheaper seats, clap your hands, and the rest of you, if you just rattle your jewelry." I don't remember that. Well, I wasn't alive, but okay. Their first concert in the U.S. was on February 11th, 1964 at the Washington Coliseum in Washington, D.C. in front of 8,092 fans. That's rather small for the Beatles. Aha, I know this one. The Beatles first appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show on February 9th, 1964. Not only did that episode break records with 73 million viewers, but it served as a watershed moment for the band as they set out to conquer the United States, and they did. George Harrison said, "We were aware that Ed Sullivan was the big one because we got a telegram from Elvis and the Colonel, and I've heard that while the show was on there, There were no reported crimes or very few. When the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan, even the criminals had a rest for 10 minutes. That's pretty good. Okay, at the height of Beatle Mania in 1964, they released the musical comedy film A Hard Day's Night. It was a commercial and critical success, which inspired spy thrillers and the Monkees TV series. I liked the Monkees when I was a kid. Okay, their 1965 hit Yesterday became one of the most covered songs in music history with over 2,500 cover versions. Wow. Here we go. I remember this too. They played a record-breaking concert on August 15th, 1965 at Shea Stadium in New York City with 55,600 attendees. That's pretty big. Oh, yeah. This kind of hurt the Beatles. John Lennon's "more popular than Jesus" offhand comment resulted in protests and death threats. It got to the point where manager Brian Epstein and press agent Tony Barrow had to convince Lennon to apologize at a press conference. At one point, John Lennon said, "We're more popular than Jesus." That didn't make some people happy. All right. In 1966, the Beatles decided to retire from touring, mostly because of several factors, including incidents that happened during their final trek. I did not know that. This is where everything changed for the Beatles, guys. They traveled to India to take part in transcendental meditation training course by Indian guru Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. It became their most productive period in terms of songwriting. That's kind of when they started to do drugs too, by the way. Okay. Their animated film, Yellow Submarine, received widespread critical acclaim. Really great. Okay, the album cover for Abbey Road is so famous that the zebra crossing became a London landmark, seeing heavy foot traffic from their fans. Everybody knows this album cover. Everybody. They held the Guinness World Records title for best-selling group, of course. Their last public performance was the iconic rooftop concert at the Apple Corps headquarters. I've seen that a million times. It was Paul McCartney who first announced his departure from the Beatles. Paul wanted money. Sad. They had a total of 20 #1 hits on the US Billboard Hot 100. 20 #1 hits. That's amazing, guys. Every member had a successful solo career post Beatles. I mean, of course they did. They're the Beatles, right? All right. John Lennon and Paul McCartney almost reunited on Saturday Night Live. Producer Lorne Michaels offered the Beatles $3,000 to reunite on the show and perform 3 songs. Lennon and McCartney were actually watching it on TV, and Lennon later revealed, "Paul was visiting us at our place in the Dakota. We were watching it and almost went down to the studio just as a gag. We nearly got into a cab, but we were actually too tired. He and I were just sitting there watching the show, and we went, ha, wouldn't it be funny if we went down?" But they didn't. And of course, they were introduced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a group and as solo artists. Ringo Starr was the last member to be inducted in 2015, with Paul McCartney introducing him. Okay. I want more. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, these are more highlights, but we know some of them already, but okay, that's fine. I want to play videos so bad. Okay. 64, they appear on Ed Sullivan Show. We knew that. First tour in Washington, we knew that. First film, Beatles spend an evening with 65. The Beatles spend an evening with Elvis Presley talking and playing songs at Graceland. Elvis is another, we should do Elvis one day. Okay, we know that. Bigger than Jesus, no. 1967, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band hit the top of the charts for 15 weeks. 15 weeks, it was number one. 68, Hey Jude is released. It tops the charts for 9 weeks. Another big one. 1969, they released their number one single, Come Together, only to break up 4 months later. They made a song called Come Together, and then they break up. Only the Beatles. Okay. In 1970, The Long and Winding Road is released. This becomes the Beatles' 20th and last number one single. And then 1988, they're inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay. Oh, I wish I could play some music. I know the consequences, though. All right, one moment. Here we go. This might be interesting. The 4 phases of the Beatles. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Here we go. This is good stuff. Okay, here we go. This is what I should have started with. I forgot about this one. All right, the Beatles' career timeline. Man, this was such a long time ago. Okay, March 1st, 1957, the band was formed. John Lennon, who was 16, formed a group called the Quarrymen. Paul McCartney, age 15, joined as a guitarist and then invited George Harrison, age 14, who then became the lead guitarist. All right, January 1st, 1960, the early career part 1. Look how young these boys are. Okay, Lennon's fellow student, Stu Sutcliffe, joined on bass in January. Sutcliffe suggested changing the band name to the Beatles as a tribute to Buddy Holly and the Crickets. Okay. May 1st, 1960, they undertook a brief tour of Scotland as backing group for pop singer Johnny Gentle. Nobody does. Do you know who's Johnny Gentle? The group's unofficial manager, Alan Williams, arranged a resident band booking for them in Hamburg, Germany. Okay. All right. The Beatles' Wikipedia Harrison, only 17 years old in August of 1960, obtained permission to stay in Hamburg by lying to the German authorities about his age. After he was caught, he was deported back to England. A week later, McCartney and Best were arrested for arson after they set fire to a condom nailed to a wall in their room. They were also deported. Okay, I didn't know about this stuff. Weird. All right, in October 1st of 1961, their first single, Yeah, I'm not playing a karaoke video. Nah. Okay, the Beatles spent more time in Hamburg over the next 2 years. The band then released their first single, My Bonnie, recorded in June and released 4 months later. You are right. That's the only way. But okay, 4 months later, it reached number 32 on the music market chart. The Beatles were also becoming more popular back home in Liverpool. By the way, they're from Liverpool. All right, in 62, the band appointed Epstein manager and then tried to sign with Decca Records, but they were rejected with the comment, guitar groups are on the way out. Oh, they didn't know, did they? George Martin signed the group to EMI's Parlophone label. Oops, that company made a big mistake. All right, Liverpool roots and new member. Okay, the beat music movement was gaining speed back in Liverpool. The band had their first recording session under Martin's direction in 1962. Martin complained to Epstein about best drumming and suggested the band use a session drummer in the studio. Instead, Best was replaced by Ringo Starr, who left Rory Storm and the Hurricanes to join the Beatles. All right, 1962, they have their first live performance. Recorded at Abbey Road Studios and released in October, Love Me Do was a top 20 UK hit, peaking at number 17 on the chart after a November studio session that yielded what would be their second single, Please Please Me. They made their TV debut with a live performance on the regional news program People and Places. Oh, that started it all. All right. Beatle Mania. This is in February of 63. The band toured the UK 3 times in the first half of the year. A 4-week tour that began in February preceded 3-week tours in March and May, June. As their popularity spread, a frenzied adulation of the group took hold, dubbed Beatle Mania. Oh, it was definitely Beatle Mania. All right, March of 63, they released Please Please Me, and it reached number 1 on the British chart. This initiated a run during which 11 of their 12 studio albums were released in the United Kingdom through 1970 and hit number 1. The band's third single, From Me to You, came out in April and was also chart-topping hit. It began an almost unbroken run of 17 British number 1 singles for the band. Amazing. All right, the British invasion. Okay, the Beatles released in the United States were initially delayed for nearly a year when Capitol Records declined to issue either Please Please Me or From Me to You. American chart success became sudden after a CBS news broadcast about British Beatlemania triggered great demand, leading Capitol to rush release I Want to Hold Your Hand in 1963. Okay. April of 64, A Hard Day's Night. United Artists Film Division offered the Beatles a motion picture contract in the hope that it would lead to a record deal. Directed by Richard Lester, A Hard Day's Night had the group's involvement for 6 weeks in March through April of 64, and they played themselves in a mock documentary. The film premiered in London and New York in July and August, respectively, and was an international success. Oh, yeah. All right, August of 64, 4th album, Beatles for Sale, the band's 4th studio album. Controversy erupted in June 65 when Elizabeth II appointed the 4 Beatle members of the Order of the British Empire after Prime Minister Harold Wilson nominated them for the award. In protest, the honor was at that time primarily bestowed upon military veterans and civic leaders. The Beatles' second film, Help, again directed by Lester, was released in July, described as mainly a relentless spoof of Bond. Okay. Golly, this is such a big timeline. Okay. Next we have, oh no. Whoa. No, I did that already. Okay. Yeah, here we go. The band faced a fierce backlash from U.S. religious and social conservatives, as well as the Ku Klux Klan. Who cares? Over a comment Lennon had made in March interview with British reporter Maureen Cleave. Christianity will go, Lennon said. It will vanish and shrink. I needn't argue about that. I'm right, and I will be proved right. We're more popular than Jesus now. I don't know which will go first, rock and roll or Christianity. Oh, man, he should have never said that. Lennon was crazy. All right. 1970, the solo albums. Lennon, McCartney, Harrison, and Starr still released solo albums in 1970. Further albums followed from each, sometimes with the involvement of one or more of the others. Starr's Ringo 1973 was the only album to include compositions and performances by all four, albeit on separate songs. With Starr's collaboration, Harrison staged the concert for Bangladesh in New York City in August 1971 with sitar maestro Ravi Shankar. Sitars are awesome, by the way. This was such a sad day. I can still remember this. I was only 4 years old and I remember crying. John Lennon was shot and killed on December 8th, 1980 in New York City. In a personal tribute, Harrison wrote new lyrics for All Those Years Ago, which was recorded the month before Lennon's death, with McCartney and his wife Linda contributing backup vocals and Starr on drums. The song was overdubbed with the new lyrics and released as a single in 1981. Yeah, that's really sad. Okay, as we said before, the Beatles were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 88, their first year of eligibility. Harrison and Starr attended the ceremony along with Lennon's widow, Yoko Ono, and his two sons, Julian and Sean, who also became musicians, by the way. This goes till 2010, huh? Okay. All right. Live at the BBC, 1994. I bought this. I still have this. Okay. Live at the BBC, the first official release of previously unissued Beatles performances in 17 years appeared in 1994. I bought that right away. It's so good. Okay, The Long and Winding Road in 95. The same year, McCartney, Harrison, and Starr reunited for the Anthology Project. The culmination of work begun in the late 1960s by Neil Aspinall. Aspinall began to gather material for a documentary, The Long and Winding Road, was shelved, but as executive producer for the Anthology Project, Aspinall was able to complete his work. The project saw the release of many previously unissued Beatles recordings. McCartney, Harrison, and Starr also added new instrumentals and vocal parts. I don't have The Long and Winding Road. I'll have to check that out. All right, documenting the band's history. Okay, 1996, the project yielded a 5-part television series, an 8-volume video set, and 3 2-CD box sets. The 2 songs based on Lennon's demos, Free as a Bird and Real Love, were each released as new Beatles singles. The CD box set featured artwork by Klaus Voormann, creator of the Revolver album cover. In 1966, the releases were commercially successful, and the television series was viewed by an estimated 400 million people worldwide. I think that's all they have. Okay, real fast. I want to do just go over their albums really fast. There's so many. We still have a few minutes left here. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot. Okay, hold on. Okay, get one. Yeah, here we go. Okay. There we go. Let's just go over their albums really fast. Okay. 1963, we had Please Please Me. By the way, I don't like anything before Revolver, to be honest. Nancy, welcome to the end of the show. How are you today? Okay. First album, Please Please Me, 1963. Second album, With the Beatles, 1963. Next, A Hard Day's Night from 1964. Beatles for Sale in 64. Help in 65. Rubber Soul in 1965. I am great, Nancy. How are you? How's life? And by the way, this is when it all started for me to be a Beatles fan. Revolver, 1966. Then you have a collection of Beatles oldies, 1966. I'm not into I Want to Hold Your Hand and all the girly stuff. I like after they visited India. Okay, 1967, we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Great album, one of my favorites. 1967, Magical Mystery Tour. Great. 1968, the Beatles' White Album, another one of my favorites. 69, Yellow Submarine, also special. Again, 1969, Abbey Road, very great. And 1970, Let It Be, that was really their last album, special. And then you have the Red Album, 73. These are all, collection albums, I suppose. And then you have the Blue Album from 1973, the Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl, 1977, Past Masters, 1988 to 2009, Live at the BBC, 94, great. Anthology 1, 1995. Nancy, are you a Beatles fan? Who's your favorite Beatle? Mine, definitely John Lennon, number one. 1996, Anthology 2, Anthology 3 in 96, Yellow Submarine soundtrack, 1999, One Album, 2000, Let It Be, 2003, Love, 2006, On Air, Live at the BBC, Volume 2, 2013, and Live at the Hollywood Bowl, 2016. Oh, man. How about some songs? Oh my God! Look at all these songs. Okay, that's too much. Okay, let's do the top 100 greatest Beatles songs really fast. We don't have much time left. All right, Beatles songs top 100. Okay. Hello, Goodbye, number 100. Yes, it is, number 99. Long, 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 98. These are all a bunch of, All I've Got to Do, 97. Within You, Without You, a great song, 96. Look at that sitar. It's great. Anytime at All, 95. These are all when they were young. You Won't See Me, 94. Sexy Sadie, that's a good one, 93. Get out of there. Dig a Pony, 92. Every Little Thing, 91. The Long and Winding Road, 90. Good Day Sunshine, good one, 89. God, there's so many here. Rain, 88. That's a good one. Love Me Do, no, 87. Lady Madonna, great song, 86. Back in the USSR, great song, 85. Across the Universe, 84, great song. I'm So Tired, 83, great song. She's Leaving Home, 82, good. Hey Bulldog, good, 81. Mother Nature's Son, 80, another good one. I'll Follow the Sun. And Your Bird Can Sing. These are all great. Because, great. Your Blues, great. Think for Yourself. That's right on the border. I'm not crazy about that. 74, Yellow Submarine. I can't believe Yellow Submarine, 74. That's one of their most popular songs, I thought. 73. This is another good one. Everybody's Got Something to Hide Except for Me and My Monkey. That's a good one. From Me to You, 72. I'm a Loser, 71. No. You Can't Do That. No. Julia, yes, 69. Baby, You're a Rich Man, 68. Oh, Darling. These are all good. Nowhere Man. And I Love Her. I've Got a Feeling's good. Dear Prudence, I Love, 63. Girl, no. With a little help from my friends, great. Sergeant Pepper's number 60. Okay. I Want You, She's So Heavy, great song, 59. I've Just Seen a Face, no. I'm Only Sleeping, great, 57. I'm Down, no. Taxman, yes, 55. Two of Us, 19 or 54, that's good. Won't Be Long, 53. Helter Skelter, 52. Okay, to see these kind of songs rated this low just means they have a lot of great songs. Or I'm going to kind of scan through here. We don't have much time left. 51, no. Oh, come on. 50, Got to Get You Into My Life, great. Night Before, no. The Ballad of John and Yoko, that's not even Beatles. Okay. No. No. Oh, Don't Let Me Down's good. No Reply, no. All My Loving, no. Drive My Car, no. I Feel Fine, no. Get Back, yes. For No One, yes. Day Tripper, yes. Blackbird, another great song, 38. Wow. She Said, 37, good. I Should Have Known Better. Paperback Writer's good. 8 Days a Week, it's okay. I'm the Walrus, yes. Penny Lane, yes. You Gotta Hide Your Love Away, yes. We Can Work It Out, it's okay. Can't Buy Me Love, no. Here Comes the Sun, oh yes. No, that's another teeny bopper song. That's another one. Here, There, and Everywhere is great. I don't agree with this. I see some lower rated songs that are better than these ones. I mean, Happiness Is a Warm Gun is great, actually. Should be higher. Abbey Road Medley is great, only 23. Eleanor Rigby should be higher than 22. All You Need Is Love should be higher. Please Please Me, no. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is only 19. I don't agree with that. Tomorrow Never Knows, okay. 18, I guess. Ticket to Ride, no. I saw her standing there. No, these are all teeny boppers. Help. That's another teeny bopper song. She loves you. Oh, God. Revolution, 13. Okay. Norwegian Wood, The Bird Is Flown. That's a great song, 12. But I think some other ones should be better. A Hard Day's Night. No. While My Guitar Gently Weeps is wonderful. That's George Harrison when he's a kid. Wow, that's cool. Come Together, number 9, I Can Understand. Let It Be, of course. By the way, Let It Be was our background music for the promo. Hey Jude, 7, of course. Something, number 6, okay. In My Life, 5, okay. I'm not agreeing with the top 10. Yesterday's good. Strawberry Fields Forever, definitely. That was huge. Number 3. I Want to Hold Your Hand. No. No. Number 1 better be good. A Day in the Life. Okay. It's great. You know what? They had so many songs. It's hard to rate them, to be honest. But I don't agree. Let me do that top 100. Okay, guys, we have talked a lot about Beatles. My God. As I've said before, my favorite is definitely John. When they did solo after they broke up, John was still my favorite. But okay, the Beatles are definitely still the number 1 band of all time, and I think they always will be. They started rock and roll. They really did. They're the first. They're the legends. I mean, there was some kind of attempt at a rock genre before them, but it wasn't successful. They were the first one to put real rock and roll on the top charts. And I have all the respect in the world for that band. I wish John Lennon was still alive. I was so sad when he died. I was only 5 years old. And I still remember being so sad. I mean, his music meant a lot to me when I was a kid. His voice was so great. I mean, Paul's good too. So is George. So is Ringo. But, John was so special. He really was. I miss him so much. But okay, enough about me. Guys, thanks for coming. This was a special show for me in particular because this is one of my favorite bands. Hey, we're going to have some more musicians in the future, I think. Some legends. So be ready for that. Okay, guys. We're done with the Beatles. I hope you liked it. We'll be back next week with something special. In the meantime, everybody have a great week. Ciao for now.